morning shine, shine, shine. Las Vegas, shine your light on me.
Welcome to Las Vegas Tonight. Join award-winning host Dale Davidson as he interviews the most remarkable people you'll find in the entertainment capital of the world. You'll meet entertainers, sports figures, newsmakers, community and business leaders, and people just like you with stories that'll touch your heart. Now, here's Dale Davidson.
Welcome to Las Vegas Tonight. I'm your host, Dale Davidson. Each and every episode, we do our best to bring you fascinating, interesting guests. We've outdone ourselves this time, haven't we?
We'll see.
Kay Painter is with us. She is, can I call you an icon? She is an icon of the pro-life movement. Yes, you are. And she's here to answer whatever questions I can come up with. And she wants to talk about the pro-life movement and whatever she cares to speak about. Kay, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Dale, for asking me. I'm really humbled. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been several years since you've been on the show. We tried to remember, and it's probably at least 5 years ago. You've been traveling and traveling and traveling.
Definitely.
I read online in preparing for the interview that you've made more than 20 tours around the world.
Over 31 now.
Over 30, yeah, that's fantastic. Tell us a little bit about some of the countries you've been to talking about the pro-life movement.
Oh my, Serbia, Romania, Ukraine, Spain, Israel, Philippines, New Zealand, Australia 9 times.
Yeah, you're very popular there. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of flattering, but no, God gets the grace, not me.
Yes.
Just a lot of them. It's just been amazing. I'm from a little town of about 300.
Really?
Yeah. So
what's the name of the town?
Dayton, Oregon.
Dayton, Oregon.
Yes.
Okay.
And for a little girl coming from a little town like that to be put in a position that God has placed me in, it's been absolutely amazing.
Yes, yes.
And it's by His hand, because I couldn't open the doors He opened, and I couldn't finance what we've done.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes.
You've written a very well-known book, and I want to hold it up right away so people have an opportunity to buy it or to read it for free online, which is what a blessing. From Sin and Sorrow to Service by Kay Painter. Here's the front of the book, and we'll hold it up here. You can get it on Amazon, I know that, and read it via Kindle for free, which is quite a blessing. And I understand that you don't even keep the royalties. That all goes back into the ministry.
Not all of them.
Oh.
If I sell it at a show or at a church or something, a convention, I will give it to the local people there.
Oh, that's great.
So God said, don't keep any of the finances. And I thought, this was how I was going to travel more and do more things, you know, me and my strength.
Yes.
And instead
but
He
He's found
said,
a way to
oh, yes.
to help you travel all over the world. Let's start with Dayton. Tell us about growing up in a little town in Oregon and what that was like, and your life and how you came to Christ. Tell us your story.
Well, let's start with Dayton. It was a small little town. It was back in the 50s.
Right.
That tells you that I'm over 100. No. And
young enough to get married. By the way, she's on her honeymoon, was married to Leon just 2 weeks ago?
Not quite.
Not quite 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So our congratulations to you both.
But it was a safe little town. I've always said I could never be born in a better place at a better time.
Yes.
You could walk home after a football game in the dark on a dirt road with no street lights, and there was nothing to worry about. You could go to the movies. You could go to the state of the games. You could go down to the park on Sunday afternoons. And it was a safe little place to grow up. And when they talked about drugs, oh, that had to be in Chicago. That couldn't be in Dayton, and it certainly wasn't outside of Portland, Oregon.
Yes.
That was miles away.
Yes, yes.
Only now, when I listen to some of the 50s musics, am I kind of appalled at some of the things that are in there, because I was so naive, I didn't understand it all. So, once I graduated from Dayton and was married, I kind of decided to do things my way. Of course, you people out there have never done that.
No, we're all perfect. not.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But me, I was going to do things my way. I had always been a good girl, always done little schemish things, but nothing bad. Like I was dared to run around the football field at 2 o'clock in the morning in my pajamas at a slumber party. And I did.
Of course.
And it was a lot of fun until the local cop came up with the white truck and pulled over and said, "Kay, what are you doing?" And I said, "I'm running around the football field on a dare." And he said, "You get up in front of the headlights and walk back to the house where the slumber party is, and I will escort you home." So he did. Yeah. I did things like that.
Sure.
But
Small
it was
town
fun.
stuff.
Yeah. But once I got out on my own, I didn't need God's help to pick a mate. I didn't need his help to do anything. I was full-blown big girl all by myself.
Right.
And that's when I began to run into trouble.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that, because that's an important part of your book and your life story, and really one of the major reasons people turn out and identify with you, because we're all imperfect beings. We're all fallen. And you're very open about that. So tell us whatever you feel like telling us.
Okay, well, the first marriage turned out, he was very quiet. Everybody thought he was a peach, but behind closed doors, he was very brutal,
Oh, I'm sorry.
very physical. He'd knock me out, and then I'd find him waking me and shaking me from the floor, telling me to get up and quit faking it. One night he got angry and took an axe and chased me through the house to kill me. And my 9-year-old daughter at the time got up and stood up and said, "Stop, if you're going to kill Mom, you've got to go through me." I was told I was dumb and stupid, and you know, when you hear it long enough, you believe it.
Yes.
And I was dumb, and I was stupid, and I was stubborn. I'm a German, excuse me. But it just got worse and worse, and I got so lonely because I didn't have any value whatsoever. I didn't care about my makeup, my clothes, my weight, nothing.
Right.
And one night my husband and I went to a dance with a couple of other people. And there was a gentleman looked across the room at me, and I could feel eyes on me. Mm-hmm. And it was like he felt I had value. I could feel it. He was looking at me, and every time I'd look, he'd be looking at me. Well,
yes.
Before too long, there was a call or two made, and I went into a full-blown affair
with
That's
him.
right.
Yeah.
Because it isn't about how good they look or how much money they have, at least in my case. It was somebody looked at me and didn't tell me I was dumb and stupid and keep my mouth shut and just do what I was supposed to do.
Right.
And
right.
it felt so good to feel like somebody thought I was worth something.
Sure.
I really had value.
Sure.
So then they said, "Well, you're going to ruin 2 families." And I said, "I could care less.
Right.
I'm happy this man cares for me."
Right.
And so I took my 2 children at that time and walked out and got married to number 2.
Right. Right. And how did that work?
Funny thing is, you know, he cheated with me,
Yes.
but he would never cheat on me,
Sure.
right?
Right.
Ha, 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 ha.
Yeah.
Not so.
Yes.
Wasn't long before he was cheating on me, and I caught him more than once, but there was a final time when enough was enough. Mm-hmm. And there was times like he would say to me, now he was verbally abusive. It was like, "Yesterday was my birthday." "Well, I know it." "Well, you didn't even wish me happy birthday." "I don't care about your birthday now, and I didn't care about it last year, and I'll never care about it again."
Wow.
Or, "Honey, it's snowing, and you know I'm scared to drive in the snow. Could you please take me to work in the morning?" "Why should I? I promised a lady at work I'd go get her. I can't take you this way and her that way, so you better figure out your way to get to work."
Wow. Wow.
I mean, there was just a lot of that kind of abuse.
How
lot.
unlucky, how
And
unlucky
he'd get off work at 5 and come home at 11, and
Who knows what was going on in the
I knew
interim.
what was going on.
Yeah, yeah. And how long did that marriage last?
I'm stubborn, dumb, German. 18 years.
Wow, wow, yeah.
Till finally I'd had enough.
Yes.
But during that time is when I had my abortion.
Ah, okay. Tell us about that and what changed your entire life in light of that abortion.
Well, it was a good idea.
Yeah.
I had a flower shop. I'd never been pretty. I'd been told I was dumb and stupid and couldn't do anything. And suddenly I bought a flower shop of my own because I'd been a florist. And it was number 7 out of 7 in the town of Beaverton, Oregon, where I was living.
Okay.
And we had worked it up to number 2.
Yes.
And I was pretty darn proud. We were asked to do the state capitol one Christmas time and different things, and I felt good about myself.
You should. Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I just didn't feel good. And the help said, you need to go, you got the flu, you need to go to the doctor. We can't handle this much more. So I went in thinking it was the flu. And turned out I was pregnant.
Right.
I wasn't supposed to be able to have children because I had one, and the second daughter we adopted because I was told I could never have any more.
Yeah.
So to have this child was an amazing miracle, and yet I looked at it as it's going to interfere with how people look at me because they admire me now with my flower shop, and people don't think I'm stupid anymore, and look at what all I can do. And so when I found out that I was pregnant, the gentleman walked out, did the test, came back, and he said, well, lucky for you, you're going to have a baby. And I said, I can't have a baby. What am I going to do with a baby? I've got this, and this going on in my life. And he said, well, you're pregnant, lady.
Right.
The lady standing over in the corner doing the observation said something that changed my life. And, just short, brief remarks that we make offhandedly to each other,
sure.
We have no idea the impact it has on the person that's ready to receive it.
Right.
And her response was, well, lucky for you, today you don't have to. Abortion had just been made legal.
1973 is when that happened. Yeah.
And I said, what are you talking about? She said, you don't have to have it. We can get rid of it, and it's just cells, and we can, she told me everything I wanted to hear but the truth.
Right.
So I said, are you sure? Yes, you won't regret it. You don't have to think about it. Man, let's do it. I went home, and unfortunately, like Eve, I sold my husband the apple. And he really didn't want to, but we did. We agreed. So I had the abortion. I went in for the counseling. Oh my goodness, you ladies would be so bored with all the counseling. You sit in this room, and pretty soon they push this paper across from you when they finally get in the room, turn it around, push it at you, and hand you a pen and say, sign here.
That was the counseling.
Yeah, that was all the counseling. There wasn't any, well, it could be this, or we could help you here, or, you need to consider this, and there may be some problems. You can't have any more children. None of that. It was just sign the paper, and I did. And then I came back after having saline solution, which they don't do anymore. 3 days after it was inserted, I went back, and there's a lot of details I'm leaving out of this because we've only got 45 minutes, but I went back, and as I expelled what they'd called the tissue, I had been put under far enough that I could still respond to their needs and yet shouldn't be able to know or see or remember anything. Well, after I'd expelled the tissue, I won't call him doctor, the man walked around the side of my bed and came walking up right alongside my bed holding what I could see was a baby, fingers, toes, hands, hair. I had been 5.5 months pregnant.
Wow.
They didn't tell me that. That wasn't tissue. And then what he did was he stepped on the garbage can with his foot and threw my baby into the garbage can with a loud thud.
It's something you'll never, ever forget.
Oh, no.
Moment.
I had nightmares for years afterwards. Years.
Yeah. Let's talk about the post-abortive syndrome, if you want to call it that. But there's a lot of regret, isn't there?
Terrible regret.
Yeah.
And some of it is very obvious, and some of it is not. And if you've had an abortion, I'm here to tell you it's overcomable through Christ. So don't get discouraged about the story here. But I did have a problem. I could not hold my grandchildren. I had prayed and listened to that thud over and over again and prayed, God, give me another chance. Give me another chance. And he did. About a year later, he gave me a little boy, which was a miracle because I wasn't supposed to have any children. Never, no.
Yeah, after
and
that.
So when he came, I said, God's forgiven me and all is fine. Well, what I didn't realize was when the word abortion came up, I'd have to leave the room. I couldn't hold my grandchildren. Things that had started the day of the abortion, when I saw that little baby that I had murdered go into a garbage can. I thought I was healed when I had the baby boy, but I wasn't. There's so many subtle things, like a vacuum cleaner. Sounds like the vacuum that they help pull the baby out with.
Sure.
I didn't like to vacuum. I couldn't hold my grandchildren. I couldn't go to baby showers.
Sure.
There was just so many things, and yet I didn't recognize them. So if you are post-abortive, think back to the day you had the abortion, and are there things still holding you? Are there strings that still tie you back to that? And if they are, it's because you haven't let go of them, because I know that God forgave me the first time I screamed out, "Oh my Lord, what have I done? Please forgive me." But it took me many years to accept His grace, to forgive myself.
And you have helped many other women.
Through
since
God.
that time.
Through God,
Yeah,
yes. Yes.
Through Christ's intervention.
Yes.
We need to take a brief break. We want to come back and explore that even more, talk about your travels some more, and a little bit about crisis pregnancy centers and what they can offer people. We'll be back with Kay right after these brief messages. The Lord has made it possible for our show, Las Vegas Tonight, to thrive. We've produced well over 300 episodes telling the remarkable stories of Christians who have set out to change the world for the better. It's my honor to lead this ministry. As the founder of Dale Wynn Davidson Ministries, I'm commanded to be a good steward of all the donations our partners have so generously provided to us. As you can imagine, it takes a great deal of money to keep this program on the air in the United States and around the world. Please prayerfully consider making a one-time donation or becoming a monthly partner of Dale Wynn Davidson Ministries. Just go to vegassaints.org and select Make a Donation, or send your check or money order made out to Dale Wynn Davidson Ministries, 9030 West Sahara Avenue, number 255, Las Vegas, Nevada 89117. For more information, call 702-480-3989. Thank you, and God bless you.
Dale Davidson and the team at Las Vegas Tonight firmly believe that the only solution to today's serious problems is the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. Dale carefully selects his guests on the show, making sure that their dedication to our Lord is heartfelt and genuine, and that their ministries are making a strong and positive difference in the world. Dale doesn't charge anyone to be on Las Vegas Tonight. The cost to produce and air the programs are covered by donations from our ministry's partners. We thank you so much for your financial support, and most of all for your prayers. Please consider becoming a partner of Dale Wynn Davidson Ministries for just $40 per month. For a little more than $1 a day, you'll be helping us bring the good news of Jesus Christ to millions of people around the world. The television networks that broadcast the program reach from coast to coast in the United States, and through internet apps cover the entire world. Your $40 monthly contribution entitles you to Dale's newsletter that gives you a behind-the-scenes look at the production of Las Vegas Tonight and inside information on the exciting guests Dale interviews on every episode. You'll also receive a copy of Dale's book, Las Vegas Tonight, From Sin City to Vegas Saints, an in-depth look at 10 of Dale's most intriguing guests, plus a very personal story of how Dale came to Christ and the challenges he faces in bringing the good news to the world. Become a partner of our ministry today by going to Dale Wynn Davidson Ministries website and clicking on the Donate button, or by emailing Dale at dale@lasvegastonight.tv. Or you can write him at Dale Davidson, 9030 West Sahara Avenue, Suite 255, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89117. Thank you for watching Las Vegas Tonight, and may God bless you abundantly.
Welcome back to Las Vegas Tonight. I'm your host, Dale Davidson. We're very pleased to have with us Kay Painter, who is being very revealing and during the breaks very funny. She has a terrific book called From Sin and Sorrow to service. And as she just mentioned, as we were talking during the break, all proceeds go to the local crisis pregnancy center or a youth group or whatever the pro-life organization is that's hosting you.
Correct.
And God bless you for doing that. And you can get it on Amazon or read it for free on Amazon Kindle, which I did.
Let me add something to that.
Yeah.
I was told not to take those.
Really?
And because I did not take those profits and thought I could do it myself and let the Lord do it,
Yeah.
I've had all these trips and they're all paid for. One, I even got, they turned me around and sent me back to Australia 3 days after I got home. They wanted me to come back and do a couple things. They thought I was still in the country. I said, I don't have the money. So she said, we'll take care of it. We'll pay you when we get here. So when we got back there, about 6 days later, we were back in Australia doing what we were supposed to be doing. And the lady came up, she said, you know, we've had a tragedy with the car and we just don't have the money that we thought we were going to have to pay you. I said, please don't worry about it. God will take care of it. And in my heart, I'm thinking, oh my gosh.
What's going to happen now?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So our last stop was a college. Before, it was about 5,000 students there in a college, and we spoke to them. And when we got through, the professor came over and, oh, this was such a good thing, and the kids asked such good questions, and thank you. Here's a card just to say thank you. And I said, oh, gee, great. So I got to the airport, and my friend said, you ought to open that up. I said, why? I've got a funny feeling about that letter. Yeah. So we opened it up, and there were 1, 2, 3 crisp $100 American bills.
Wow.
I said, well, Lord, that's a start, but I need about 700 more.
Yeah.
I came home, gathered the mail, and after being faithful about counting up all the money, it had taken, I needed $1,000, right?
Right.
I had $1,025.
It's incredible.
So when you're obedient, he'll take care of the rest.
He does. It's amazing. Let's talk about crisis pregnancy centers. And you speak at many of their banquets, and they host you in your visits to various cities. For those who don't know about a crisis pregnancy center, and we have many who watch us all over the world who might not be familiar even with the term, could you tell us what a crisis pregnancy center is all about?
Certainly.
Yeah.
It's a place where you can go that's safe, that will give you the truth. They will take you in, ask you some questions, take a little survey of where you are and what you've done. Are you pregnant? Do you think you're pregnant? Have you been pregnant before? Have you had abortions before? That type of thing. And then they will take a blood test, and they will, a urine test, I'm sorry, and they will come back and be able to tell you within 20, 30 minutes if you are pregnant. If you are thinking abortion, they will tell you what abortion is about. And they don't do that anywhere else because it is too gruesome.
They tell you the truth.
Oh, they tell you the truth, absolutely.
And often might show you a movie or whatever, yeah.
But they also tell you it's not going to be an easy road the other way if you're a single girl or, you know, it's your daughter.
Sure.
The mother says she's got to get rid of this. And you said, do you realize this is your granddaughter you're talking about or your grandson they're wanting to kill? But they encourage you. They will give you help financially with maternity clothes, with baby clothes. They'll give you some, kind of almost like a shower, at least where I've worked, afterwards with clothes and things. And they will help you get established with that baby. And some of them actually have classes on nursing, on formulas, on how to raise a baby, how to notice this, how to take care of that. You're not alone. You're not just stuck in a room taken care of like I was and sent out into the world saying, don't think about it again. They walk you through it. And they are Christian founded, so they are not done by the government.
Right.
They have nothing to gain but to help you.
And there's often a medical professional on staff, a nurse or
and there's
a visiting
X-rays.
doctor. Or,
they can give you an X-ray
or
too.
ultrasounds, Yeah, many... Focus on the Family, in fact, has done a wonderful job of providing 4D ultrasound machines to crisis pregnancy centers all over the country, and maybe all over the world, I don't know.
They do go over the world.
Oh, do they?
Yes.
Yeah. And I read somewhere that more than 80% of the time, when a girl or woman sees the image of her baby on the ultrasound, she decides to keep it.
That is true.
Which is, you know, had that been available to you? You might
It
have
was
done the same
probably
thing.
available. It wasn't told to me. It was
Yeah.
not an option given to me at all. It was just, this is your answer, and
Yeah.
you'll never think about it again.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but that is not truth.
Yeah. There's also organizations, post-abortive organizations, like Rachel's Vineyard, I understand, where they will, men and women who have been involved in abortions, because after all, clearly a guy was involved in this as well, where they'll have retreats and counseling help and so
Yes.
on
Yes.
to get over it.
There is a movement called Deeper Still that is really, really wonderful.
Oh, okay.
It's a weekend retreat. You probably can look around and ask your local pregnancy center about one. But they're very in-depth. They go around and you can talk, you can be free. They even give you a little teddy bear, and you name that teddy bear what you should have named your child.
Right.
I had been completely healed, and I just went to go to see if I could be part of it or help them with it, and it was a 4-day retreat, and nothing is done without prayer first. Nothing. In fact, when you're in the General Assembly, they have women assigned all the way around the room that are either standing there or behind a door praying at all times. And men go to it, and you know, men are just as damaged quite often. They can't even speak up. If I decide to keep it, you get stuck with the bill.
Sure,
But if I
sure.
decide to get rid of it and you want to keep it, you have no rights, none
Yes,
at all.
I know, yeah.
And a man can feel just as ripped apart as a woman can.
Oh, yeah, and often that is the case.
Yes.
Planned Parenthood is the leading abortion provider in the country. And there have been 42 million abortions at least, I guess.
Oh, no, it's in the 60.
Is it in the 60
yes.
millions? Yeah. And many, a vast majority of those are by Planned Parenthood. The president, our current president, has done some things to defund them finally. They're still getting some tax dollars. They lie about what they do and don't do in women's health. And that's been exposed time and time again. What would you like to see done? And I guess that really puts you on the spot, but I'll ask it anyway. What would you like to see done with Planned Parenthood in the United States?
I think it's kind of interesting what just happened.
Yeah.
The government said, if you will stop having abortions, we will continue to give you the $30 million for a nonprofit, which I don't know how they ever got to be a nonprofit.
Right.
But we will give you $30,000 a year if you give up
30
abortion,
million, yeah.
30 million, I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
and continue to worry about the women's health that you take care of so much.
Yeah,
and what did they do?
mammograms and so on.
What did they do?
They said no.
They said no. Why? Because the money is in the abortion.
Yeah.
The money is in the abortion.
Yeah.
It's not about women's health care. They don't do,
Yeah.
when they do ultrasounds, the ultrasounds are not always placed where you can see the baby up here. Down here, they take it up here, so there's no child, so there's nothing to worry about. We'll just get rid of it. It's just tissue. I don't know how they live with themselves. I pray for them.
Yeah.
I sometimes get very angry with them.
I bet.
But
yeah.
I know from my experience, they gave me no other choice.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, we can help you with this if you really want. It was just,
Here are the options, or none of that.
but they tell you what you want. Get rid of it. Don't want to ruin your life. Won't stop a thing. You can just keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, some women use it as a birth control.
Yeah,
And
I've
that
heard
is
that.
really sad.
I've heard that. And some of the women we've had on the show who have talked about their abortion experiences, one, for example, here, Las Vegas is an abortion capital. I mean, there are many abortions, and the organization that both of us support here, First Choice Pregnancy
Yes,
Services, is often, if not always, the busiest crisis pregnancy center in the United States.
It's one of the top two.
Yeah,
It
and
is.
they've saved 30,000 babies.
They have.
But we've had women on the show who have talked to other women who are there saying, this is my eighth abortion or my ninth abortion. And I'm perfectly okay with it. That's the way I take care of my birth control. And there's something about, and I think part of it is the secularization of our culture and the fact that life has no meaning.
Dehumanizing.
Yeah, and it's okay. You know, to some people it's okay. It obviously wasn't okay for you, and it's not okay for many women involved, and often their mates.
It takes a long time to face what you did. It took me like 16 years.
Did it really?
Yeah, I just held it in. I was too ashamed, and I thought I was okay anyway, so why would I bother to tell anyone? But it does leave scars.
Yeah.
And it is sad because people think they're healed and they're not.
Yeah.
And it's something that you don't even want to recognize or deal with until a year or two later. And some of these women who've had abortions and now their womb's been perforated and they can't have any more children,
Right.
you know, then it's devastating because they want to get married and have children, now they can't. And for men, it's devastating too because they're hopeless, helpless, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
It is. I can't. I just. It's lying.
Sure it
There's
is.
no other way to say it. It's
Yeah.
lying.
Yeah.
And how they can do it. I do believe many of them believe they are helping people that need because they can't have the child or can't afford the child, but that is not the answer.
Yes.
That is not the answer. The answer starts with teenagers being told the truth about sex, that it's not okay to go around and have sex with just anybody. God
Right.
protected it. He gave it a special place, and that was within marriage so that they could protect the child, raise the child,
Yes.
let it grow up to be all it can be. But this thing of going out at 10 and 12 and 16 years old and having children and aborting them because I can't, I'm too young, that's not the plan that it was given.
Yeah.
We have completely lost the real reason.
Yeah, and pro-abortion calls themselves pro-choice.
There is no choice.
And well, the
They
fact
took that away. They took that name away from us. There is no choice.
Yeah, and you know, a friend of mine, Betsy Ann Fiore, who co-wrote my book with me, has a saying. She said, "Yeah, you absolutely did have a choice, but the minute you got horizontal, you eliminated the possibility of choice.
That's right.
You know, you could have chosen not to have sex, and they didn't. You know, they didn't make that choice. You know, men. Before I came to Christ in my 40s, I had a standard belief that, you know, it's a woman's issue, it's not my issue. You know, it's between a woman and her doctor, which, you know, it really takes the man off the hook. Let's face it, you know, although he'll discover it's not as time goes by. And when people ask me, how did you, if you were, you know, pro-choice, so to speak, all those years, how did you become pro-life? And, you know, it's really kind of remarkable, but when I came to Christ, that was the first thing I thought about. And I really believed that it was wrong, and nobody explained it to me. It was just like I knew that this was a baby, and people were committing a murder, you know? And ever since then, I've been, you know, pro-life, strongly pro-life. So it's a hard issue, isn't it, really?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Talk to me about, well, we're going to take another brief break, but when we come back, I want to talk about Remembering Sarah and the other organization that you're involved with as well.
Very well.
And what all that means, and give everybody an opportunity to contact you, which you're happy to do, which I'm very pleased to hear, and talk about how they can help the crisis pregnancy centers in their local communities. We'll be back with Sarah, our new best friend, right after these messages.
Dale Davidson and the team at Las Vegas Tonight firmly believe that the only solution to today's serious problems is the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. Dale carefully selects his guests on the show, making sure that their dedication to our Lord is heartfelt and genuine, and that their ministries are making a strong and positive difference in the world. Dale doesn't charge anyone to be on Las Vegas Tonight. The cost to produce and air the programs are covered by donations from our ministries partners. We thank you so much for your financial support, and most of all for your prayers.
please consider becoming a partner of Dale Wynn Davidson Ministries for just $40 per month. For a little more than $1 a day, you'll be helping us bring the good news of Jesus Christ to millions of people around the world. The television networks that broadcast the program reach from coast to coast in the United States, and through internet apps cover the entire world. Your $40 monthly contribution entitles you to Dale's newsletter that gives you a behind-the-scenes look at the production of Las Vegas Tonight and inside information on the exciting guests Dale interviews on every episode. You'll also receive a copy of Dale's book, Las Vegas Tonight, From Sin City to Vegas Saints, an in-depth look at 10 of Dale's most intriguing guests, plus a very personal story of how Dale came to Christ and the challenges he faces in bringing the good news to the world. Become a partner of our ministry today by going to Dale Wynn Davidson Ministries website and clicking on the Donate button, or by emailing Dale at dale@lasvegastonight.tv. Or you can write him at Dale Davidson, 9030 West Sahara Avenue, Suite 255, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89117. Thank you for watching Las Vegas Tonight, and may God bless you abundantly.
A potential audience of more than 50 million people is reached every week by Las Vegas Tonight. To keep the important message of Christ's love on the air, we need your prayers and financial blessings. Please send your tax-deductible gift to Dale Davidson Ministries, 9030 West Sahara Avenue, number 255, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89117. For a donation of $25 or more, we'll send you a copy of Dale Davidson's new book, Las Vegas Tonight, From Sin City to Vegas Saints. You'll love these inspiring stories of Las Vegas Christians who are changing the world. Or donate to the ministry, or order Dale's book by going to vegassaints.org. That's vegassaints.org. Or call us today at 702-480-3989. That's 480-3989. God bless you.
The Lord has made it possible for our show, Las Vegas Tonight, to thrive. We've produced well over 300 episodes telling the remarkable stories of Christians who have set out to change the world for the better. It's my honor to lead this ministry. As the founder of Dale Wynn Davidson Ministries, I'm commanded to be a good steward of all the donations our partners have so generously provided to us. As you can imagine, it takes a great deal of money to keep this program on the air in the United States and around the world. Please prayerfully consider making a one-time donation or becoming a monthly partner of Dale Wynn Davidson Ministries. Just go to vegassaints.org and select Make a Donation, or send your check or money order made out to Dale Wynn Davidson Ministries, 9030 West Sahara Avenue, number 255, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89117. For more information, call 702-480-3989. Thank you, and God bless you. Welcome back to Las Vegas Tonight. We've been graced with Kay Painter, who is an advocate of life in every way, and she shares her story and advocates all over the world. Yeah, you just told us a great story. Yeah, the Lord's done it. But let me mention your book again, From Sin and Sorrow to Service, and you can get it on Amazon. And all proceeds go to various pro-life organizations. Speaking of which, Remembering Sarah is your organization, your byword.
Yes.
It's in your email address. Tell us where you got that name.
My family, my daughters and I got together when I finally told them the truth, and we came up with Sarah, and remembering her to honor her as the baby that I aborted. And Sarah does not have an H on it because it's sharing again, restoring another, and that's what God has assigned me to do.
Okay, great. And K at Remembering Sarah, is your email address.
Yes.
And you encourage people to contact you.
Absolutely. They can get on my mailing list for my newsletter, or if they have a problem or a question. I don't want anyone to leave this program thinking that I've been condemning, because I haven't, and I certainly didn't mean to if I have.
No, you
If
haven't,
you are
no.
guilty and if you've had an abortion and you haven't come out with it yet, I encourage you that it's not as hard as it seems. It's easier to let go of it than it is to hang on to it and carry guilt. God never meant for you to carry guilt. He never meant for you to be unhappy. Yes, you made a terrible mistake. So did I. But Jesus is more than enough. He is more than enough.
And he has forgiven you already.
Oh, he
That's the
forgave
thing to
us all
understand.
the first time we cried out.
Oh, yeah,
We just
sure.
don't forgive ourselves. And so
Sure.
we beat ourselves up and think we have no value. And no,
Yeah.
God has better plans. He takes your mess and turns it into a message.
Well, you not only have traveled the world, more than 30 locations around the world, but you will help people one-on-one. You will pray with women who are post-abortive. If you don't mind sharing the story that you were telling during the break to me, because it's so touching, about the lady that helped you with your vacation home.
Oh.
As a good example, and I'm sure this has happened many, many times with you.
Well, being a stubborn German, God's got to really hit me in the face with it. But I had gone to the March for Life in Washington, D.C., and I went with a group called Operation Outcry. I knew no one,
Right.
but I knew that I was being called to do something, and it was a good start. So I went there and was asked to work their merchandise table while some of the other ladies wanted to go sightseeing in D.C. So I
Right.
said yes. This lady walked along. Now, I knew nothing about anything here. So they asked me questions, and I would pass out brochures and smile and act like I knew everything. And this lady came with this funny little accent, and she asked all kinds of questions. And then she said, "Would you consider ever coming to our country and speaking?" And I said, I'm just getting started in this. I don't know. And she said, I don't know of anybody in Australia yet that has ever shared how their abortion happened. Would you do that? And I said,
Wow.
God would have to provide a way, because I can't do it.
Yeah.
So that night, we were on our knees, my roommate and I, and we were praying about going home. And in the prayer, she just said that God has said there is something that he's got for you to do. So the next day, I got up, went to the airport, and I wanted very badly to carry a sign that said, I regret my abortion, and I hadn't had one. I'm just getting started, and they gave me a nice big one. So nice and big, it didn't fit into the suitcase. So
you
I
got to carry it through the airport.
You got it.
There
That's
you go.
exactly what I did. And I've got all these people going like this. Well, when I got to the end, lo and behold, there was 2 nuns there with about 20 children, and they were teenagers, and and they were just really getting all excited. And she said, "If I could shut them up and sit them down, would you talk to them?" And I said, "Certainly." So she did, and I got to share part of my story. And we got on the airplane, and she was naturally, for some accident happened, she sat right next to me. So we're talking, and I said, we're from Nebraska, and last year we went to England, and this year we came here, but next year we're going to Australia. And I said, "What?" She said, "Yeah." And I started crying, and she said, what did I do, Kay? And I said, "Nothing. I think maybe you just told me I get to go to Australia next year. I don't know."
Oh, that's
So
great.
when I got home, my husband and I were trying to rent a house for the family, for all our family and grandkids, so we could spend 4 or 5 days together. And I had called this one lady who had a rental, and she called late at night, and so I was asking her all these questions, and I said, "I have 2 Yorkies, could I bring them?" And she said, "Oh, no." I said, "Well, they travel with me quite a bit," and she said, "Well, what do you do when you travel?" And I haven't really started yet, but I'm going to share my abortion. Hello? Hello? She said, "You talk about it." I said, "Yes, I do. Do we need to meet?" "Yeah, I think so." So I arranged in a couple of days to meet her at this little restaurant where I talked and offered to walk her through some healing and gave her a couple books to read. And I said, I'll pay the bill. I'll come to your house. I'll see you on Thursday. I had her address, and she left, and I went up to pay the bill. As I turned around to pay, after paying the bill to leave, she was right there in my face like this, and she said, how much does it cost to go to Australia? And I said, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going yet or not. She said, oh, yeah, you're going. God just talked to me as clearly as I can hear you. How much does it cost to go to Australia? And I said, I think it's around $1,200. This was about 10, 12 years ago.
Wow.
And I said, I think it's about 12. How soon do you need your money? I said, honey, I could go buy a new TV set and never see you again. She said, well, that would be on you, not on me. How soon do you need it? And I said, I don't know. She said, I'll have it there for you by Saturday.
Oh, Lord.
And that's how my first trip started.
How many times have you been to Australia?
9 times. It'll be 10 next spring when I go again.
Oh, that's wonderful. You know, and you talk about the sisters, about the Catholic nuns. In researching for our show today, I read how you did a breakfast in Australia. And I think it was the priest who said, this is the best turnout we've ever had for this thing. And he was so thrilled that you came to speak. Tell us a little bit about that, what that was like.
Well, it was exciting, but you know, God does it. You don't have to do anything but be obedient to Him. I mean, we all think it's a lot really complicated. It's so simple. Obey. That's it. Obey. He'll take care of the rest. He'll take care of the money. He'll take care of the audience. Sometimes I've had 1 or 2 people show up, and you look and you think, I'm going to spend 2 hours talking with 2 people. Those 2 people needed to be there, and the rest of them, they needed our time.
Yes.
God has it all planned. And yes, it is an exciting thing when you walk out and you see this whole auditorium full of people. But it's also exciting when you sit down with 2 and they are hurting so bad, and you know that you can talk to them. You know you can reach them. You know God's the answer, and you know God's going to help you with it. So big mass, little mass, it doesn't matter. It's sharing the truth and seeing people being set free. That's what's important.
What a blessing. What a blessing you are. You know, you really are to these people. Because people are, women especially, are hurting. They're holding it all inside. It's a secret. Nobody knows about it. And one of my, I'm not going to say it's a gripe, but one of my concerns is that the church of today will not talk about this.
That's true.
And you know, I've talked to pastors about it. And they've tried, and there's been a lot of pushback, and so they don't do it anymore because they look out and they see between 1/3 and 1/2 of the women out here.
1 out of 4.
1 out of 4.
1 out of 4 in the church pews, sitting there right now.
Lord. Yeah.
And the pastors have told me, well, you know, they're hurt. They don't need to have that brought up. And you try to explain to them, yes, they're hurt. They're sitting there. My girlfriend, I quit church after my abortion. God wouldn't want a murderer. My girlfriend hungered to go to church because she thought somebody will tell her somewhere that even abortion is forgivable. She never heard it. She never heard it. I say they're sitting there with their makeup and their hair looking all pretty and everything is fine, and it's not fine in here. They need to hear that even abortion is forgivable, because I know how I felt. And it's not about making them opening a wound. The wound is already opened. They just want someone to put some salve and some answers together and let them begin to heal.
Oh yeah, sure. And if they're out there in the United States and around the world where this show is aired, how do they find help? Should they go to Rachel's Vineyard, or should they go to the Crisis Pregnancy Center, or where should they go to try to get post-abortive counseling and you know and Christ in their lives, if that's what they need?
Of those are above, or if they have a church that is biblically sound, I guess, because there are many churches now that to me are not biblically sound anymore. If your church is biblically sound, then you can go to your pastor, you can go to your pastor's wife. Pregnancy centers are wonderful. There are counseling centers there. I think it's nice to work with somebody that's been where you are.
Yes. Yes.
You can go to a professional. Now, when I finally got my help, I was given 3 counselors. 2 of them had two big degrees on the wall, and one was a little bitty pastor who was dying of 4-stage cancer in a little country church. And he told his family, I've got to help Kay because her salvation is worth more than the time I could spend with you right now. I've got Kay's salvation to worry about.
Oh, wow.
And
There's a pastor.
Yeah. And he was so clear in the forgiveness part. He was so loving and so kind, and he wasn't judgmental. He wasn't pointing, how could you do that? It was like, I know, honey, I know. I've heard about it before, and I've worked with other women. Go find help. Go find help. Don't sit there in the pew looking pretty. And if you don't believe in church and you don't believe in Jesus Christ, I honestly can tell you, and I don't mean to sound disparaging, I honestly don't know if there's any other answer. He is the answer.
Yeah, absolutely, that's the answer. And you found it through Christ.
I certainly did.
Did that solidify your faith, this experience,
Oh,
more
my,
than
yes.
anything?
Yes.
Did it?
Oh, yes.
So there's
yes.
when you come out the other side, if you will, and through that pain, Christ is there, isn't he? And that helped you. And that's given you the strength to help others.
When I realized how badly I'd done, and if you read the book, it's not all about abortion. It's about being beaten and abused. It's about verbal abuse in my second marriage and being cheated on because I cheated. It's about fighting cancer. It's about, I'm battling a health issue right now.
Right.
But it's about forgetting all about that, take what you can to build yourself with it, and move on. Move on.
And often, helping others is the best way to help yourself.
It
isn't
is,
it?
especially when you're in a depression.
Yeah.
The best and the hardest thing in the world to do is to reach out.
Yes.
It's also the best thing to do.
It absolutely is.
No, I'd be happy to talk to anyone. We could Skype. I've done several counseling with Skypes, but there are local people there that are willing and ready to help you.
Oh, yeah.
You just need to step out and say, I did it. And right then and there, half of your battle is won. Acknowledging what you did verbally to someone else that's going to help you. It's like chains fall. You can hear them.
Oh, that's fantastic. That, when that relief comes over you as you found Christ, it totally changes your life.
It did. I just kept saying, God, I can't work my way to heaven, but I will do anything and everything I can that you want me to do. And believe me, it has been one heck of a good ride. It's wonderful. It's beyond belief.
Yeah, and you are looked up to by crisis pregnancy workers, by people in the pro-life movement, many more than you can possibly know. You'll know when you get to heaven.
I hope so.
There'll be a long line of people who want to say thank you.
That's immaterial.
I
It's
know.
really immaterial.
I know.
I would like to say, though, if you have an abortion and you feel healed and you want to do something, it's not that you may be called out like me. I've always been a chatterbox, so don't worry about it. You may be called, it may be your daughter, it may be your next door neighbor, it may be a stranger, it may be someone in church, but that experience that you went through and the healing can be used. You don't have to get on stage. It's about finding someone that needs help and you have the answer because you've been there. That's what's important.
Wow. And everything you've done is important. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for allowing me.
And you have a standing offer when you celebrate your first anniversary with Leon, which will be a year from now,
A year
right?
from now.
And you come to Vegas again.
All right.
Please come on the show.
I shall. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
You bet. And I'll see you tonight at the First
Absolutely.
Choice Pregnancy Services
Centers.
Annual Banquet. Abby Johnson will be there.
Yes,
How
she's
great is
amazing.
that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Former Planned Parenthood clinic director.
Lies exposed.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
God bless you. Thanks again.
Thank you, Dale.
And thank you all for watching Las Vegas Tonight. And as I try to remember to say each and every episode, when it comes to our Savior, Jesus Christ, please walk with him. God bless you. The Lord has made it possible for our show, Las Vegas Tonight, to thrive. We've produced well over 300 episodes, telling the remarkable stories of Christians who have set out to change the world for the better. It's my honor to lead this ministry. As the founder of Dale Wynn Davidson Ministries, I'm commanded to be a good steward of all the donations our partners have so generously provided to us. As you can imagine, it takes a great deal of money to keep this program on the air in the United States and around the world. Please prayerfully consider making a one-time donation or becoming a monthly partner of Dale Wynn Davidson Ministries. Just go to vegassaints.org and select Make a Donation, or send your check or money order made out to Dale Wynn Davidson Ministries, 9030 West Sahara Avenue, number 255, Las Vegas, Nevada 89117. For more information, call 702-480-3989. Thank you, and God bless you.
Dale Davidson and the team at Las Vegas Tonight firmly believe that the only solution to today's serious problems is the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. Dale carefully selects his guests on the show, making sure that their dedication to our Lord is heartfelt and genuine, and that their ministries are making a strong and positive difference in the world. Dale doesn't charge anyone to be on Las Vegas Tonight. The cost to produce and air the programs are covered by donations from our ministry's partners. We thank you so much for your financial support, and most of all for your prayers. Please consider becoming a partner of Dale Wynn Davidson Ministries for just $40 per month. For a little more than $1 a day, you'll be helping us bring the good news of Jesus Christ to millions of people around the world. The television networks that broadcast the program reach from coast to coast in the United States, and through internet apps cover the entire world. Your $40 monthly contribution entitles you to Dale's newsletter that gives you a behind-the-scenes look at the production of Las Vegas Tonight and inside information on the exciting guests Dale interviews on every episode. You'll also receive a copy of Dale's book, Las Vegas Tonight, From Sin City to Vegas Saints, an in-depth look at 10 of Dale's most intriguing guests, plus a very personal story of how Dale came to Christ and the challenges he faces in bringing the good news to the world. Become a partner of our ministry today by going to Dale Wynn Davidson Ministries website and clicking on the Donate button, or by emailing Dale at dale@lasvegastonight.tv. Or you can write him at Dale Davidson, 9030 West Sahara Avenue, Suite 255, Las Vegas, Nevada 89117. Thank you for watching Las Vegas Tonight, and may God bless you abundantly.
Las Vegas Tonight presents an extraordinary depiction of Las Vegas as a city of transformation, from Sin City to Vegas Saints. Las Vegas Tonight, From Sin City to Vegas Saints, a collection of true stories of transformation, people whose lives were transformed, and people who are now transforming the world. You've been watching Las Vegas Tonight with Dale Davidson. Send your tax-deductible gifts to Dale Davidson Ministries, 9030 West Sahara Avenue, number 255, Las Vegas, Nevada 89117. Or call 702-480-3989. Thanks for watching.
This show is brought to you by Michelle Kubiak with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, call Michelle at 702-683-6576. Her license number is S.48606. This show is also brought to you by Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa, located on Silverado Ranch, here in Henderson, Nevada. Restore, relax, and refresh. Let's not forget our very own Meryl and Merrick comedy show. This fun, comical TV sitcom duo with Social Media Source Network loves to make you laugh. Mahal Empire Productions. It's a filmmaker based in Las Vegas, Nevada. Founded by Michael and Sonny Mahal, and are dedicated to making feature films. Turn your power on with Broken Bulb Productions, owned by Russell Rapp, an independent filmmaker based out of New Jersey. This show is brought to you by, let's not forget, our very own GI Connections. It's a nonprofit organization that connects veterans with resources. We're also proud to recognize Prolific Arts with Sonia Scott. Painting is the expression of emotion and feeling deep within one's heart. Let's not forget Matoma Environmental Technologies. Global research, development, and manufacturing of innovative photocatalytic products. Our show is also brought to you by Carmelo Rodriguez, who is the author of a best-selling book called Smile. It's based on true events. It's the story of a couple building a family. Get your copy of his book at Amazon today. We also love our musicians. Think about Frank's Tribute, an all-star band. It's a Green Bay-based band with Let Me Be Frank's Productions, family owned by Frank Hermans, who happens to be a veteran entertainer.
Social Media Shows is a production company based here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We offer these services. We've been streaming shows live in real time for over 4 years on major social media platforms and also on our website socialmediashows.com. And we are now on Roku TV. We welcome you to have your own show on our TV network. Call us 651-955-8743 or email us at admin@socialmediashows.com.
Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, Social Media Shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran.